Here are our hosts, Beth and Zach.
What's going on, hockey fans? Looks a little different around here today. It's your girl Beth from Let's Talk Low Hockey, brought to you by In the Touch Apparel and Level Up Snacks. We are running things a little different. We record on Sundays, as you all know. There is a Game 6 situation happening in about an hour, so we had to make a few changes. Zach will pop in at some point today, but have no fear. You're not just going to have to listen to me talk, because we are joined by an awesome artist, hockey fan, PHF fan, reenactor. They kind of do all the things. So, I mean, I can't wait any longer. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome Core, also known as Arson and Hockey on the socials. How are you doing today?
I'm good. So thank you for having me on. Doing all the things is clearly the easiest way to describe what I do. It's everything. I've been even referred to as a PHF insider at this point, because I'm not dropping any information on the show because unfortunately it's been used up. But I do all the things.
Yes, I mean
all of them. I even write about women's hockey now.
I too am a women's hockey writer, so welcome to the very small guild that is growing, thankfully. It's nice to have
it's small enough that I'm personally friends with basically everyone who writes about women's hockey.
Yeah, I mean, I went to the playoffs in Tampa and was down on the glass with pretty much everybody who writes about it too. So, I mean, we were all just kind of hanging out, enjoying the day.
Yeah, it's to the point where, it's like, why do I know everyone?
Yeah, like, I welcome the day where I don't know everyone. Like, I welcome the day where I come across a person and they're like, I write about the PHF. And I'm like, really? What's your name? And they tell me, and I'm like, I have no idea who you are. I welcome that day.
Might be getting press credentials for the Pride this season. Very cool things.
Ooh, okay.
Definitely at this point.
Yeah, I have my team credentials hanging from the Tampa event. I actually got my team credentials from Anya Packer. So I have riveters.
Fancy.
Yeah, hold on. Let me snag them real quick. They're never out of reach. So
clearly you gotta, if you have a brag.
Yeah, like my humble brag is I got these from Anya Packer day one of the PHF playoffs and happily wore them the entire time. Got to watch the Ribs game, like with her very near into the vicinity, had an intermission conversation. She scared the bejesus out of me. Between games, I was just like sitting out checking my phone, and I had my t-shirt on, and I'm sure you've seen the hockey tattoo with, the whale logo.
I haven't. That's so cool.
Yeah. And then the PHF logo is way up here because, it's closer to my heart than everything else. And I had my shirt was kind of, hiked up a little bit, and her and Madison walked up and I wasn't looking up. I had no situational awareness, and she was like, oh my gosh, that looks so much better in person. And I looked up and I was like, oh, thank you. That just happened. Okay, wonderful.
I feel like getting a team tattoo is like really brave, because I'm always afraid that my team's going to disappoint me. Like, even though I'm a Boston fan, so they're not going to, but I always have that fear. Or what if the logo changes? And also, as a graphic design and art person, I don't want most of these logos tattooed on my body permanently, because I don't think they're as pretty as I'd want tattoo wise.
So my artist is absolutely amazing. I literally handed him like 7 images and went, go. And I knew I wanted the whale tattoo because even if it changes, Pucky is life. Like, I love Pucky the whale. Always just been amazing. For like the Blackhawks version, I just got the feathers because I don't think it's respectful to tattoo like a native person on your body. So I just got the feathers from the logo. The rink design in the background, that was 100% my artist. He was like, what if, first session, sat me down, he was like, what if we do this? And I just looked at it and I was like, get out of my brain, because that's perfect.
No, I could get a rink tattoo easily. I mean, I have some designs prepared for, when I could get a tattoo. I have a sleeve, I have an idea planned out. It does go with my one artistic interest outside of hockey. Krakens destroying ships, or just boats in general.
Yes,
big fan of boats.
Yes. Love a boat. Was married to somebody in the Navy. My mom was in the Navy. A little bit of a boat situation. So I completely understand that. Kraken tattoos are just they are otherworldly. If they are done right, it is just unbelievable what comes out from that.
I found an artist in my area who I'm like, I'm going to save up, for the next year or so, year and a bit, and just keep stalking the Instagram.
Oh yeah.
So this artist did a really gorgeous like octopus piece. I'm like, I was already thinking it's perfect. I'm just gonna wait until I'm old enough and then that tattoo some slots and his style's so cool. It's like hand gestures aren't great, but it's like swoopy and fun.
Okay.
Not very different from my style because my art style isn't something I'd want to get tattooed on myself for the most part.
Yeah.
Some of the floral maybe, but I don't draw krakens the way I wish I could.
Yeah.
I'm not great at drawing octopi, basically. That's my thing.
I mean, I'm not good at drawing anything, so you've got a leg up on a lot of people because I can draw stick figures, I can make hearts and smiley faces. That about covers my drawing artistic abilities.
Yeah, no, there's like I've managed to lose whenever playing some of the Jackbox game, whatever they're called, with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Every single art game I've lost, so I'm great at losing art games.
I'm struggling to picture that because I've seen so much of your art, and so like that doesn't like my brain can't comprehend that you would lose art games.
I lose art games a lot. It's a thing at this point. It's not even on purpose. It's not even malicious.
It is what it is. I mean, there's no
basically yes.
So I want to talk a little bit about your art because I know recently you have been featured by our beloved PHF as one of their Pride artists. You were actually the first. Yes. You were the first one featured, and
basically, but responding to emails fast. That's how I got to be the first one.
And the design itself is absolutely stunning. It took me a second. I opened it up. I was on my phone. I was like, okay, I need to move to the computer because obviously the screen is not large enough to see exactly what's going on here. And I opened it up on my computer, and the floral design that you made is just absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My idiot gripe was like, they didn't do posts of just the art. I'm like, my art, it's a little bit too complex for just like individuals. So I made a wallpaper with the same motifs. So hopefully people want to actually see what's on it.
Yeah, I saw the wallpaper on your Twitter with like all the team names, and there's a bunch of hockey themed kind of stuff going on in the middle.
Yeah, that's on the logo also.
Yes, no, and it's just I pulled it up. The t-shirt is sitting in my cart. I get paid on Wednesday, so it will soon be in my possession.
It's a very nice t-shirt. It's very comfy. Really breathable. I used it for softball because it was really hot and it was quite nice.
Well, that's kind of perfect because I live in Florida, so breathable is really the way that clothes need to be. I'm going to be totally honest. The thick t-shirts are not our friend.
I have as I described, the heat tolerance of an ice cube, so I don't think I'd survive in somewhere warm.
My favorite time in Florida is like mid-December to like mid-February. We experience like kind of a spring winter situation.
Yes.
Everybody else hates it, and I'm like, windows open. I don't care if it's 40 degrees out, the windows are open. It's beautiful outside.
40 degrees out is wonderful. It's one of my favorite temperatures. We get this weird 1 week in like February, it gets like hot, and then you get a sunburn, and then you're get your tan, so to speak, and then you're back into layers until March, April, if you're unlucky, May. This year I was wearing long sleeves most days up till May, and then there was a couple days earlier this month where it was like you were not bundling up, it was just quickly like comfortably wear the hoodies. Big fan of layering.
Yeah, I own a probably disgusting amount of hoodies. I have
it got to the point where my friends were like, all right, now here's your uniform. It was a hoodie, a flannel, and a pair of sweatpants, like very, very specific cut of sweatpants, but like I have several of them. So I'm very like, all right, which hoodie are you wearing today? Which flannel,
Yeah. My uniform in high school was a hoodie and whatever appropriate bottoms were for the time of year. So I lived in Virginia. So, in fall, spring. Fall, summer, it was fall, winter, it was jeans, spring, summer, it was shorts, but always with a hoodie.
Yeah, I wish I could do that. Like no heat tolerance, so I can't do a hoodie and shorts all summer.
Yeah.
But I'll do it when, I'm inside and there's air conditioning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's 90 degrees outside and I wear hoodies inside, but the air conditioning's on. So
I have
I don't like warm. I keep it cool in the house.
an unfortunate number of hoodies at this point.
Yeah. I did laundry last week and there was a pile that I lost in the closet, and then I put everything away and I was like, that's impressive. Just like looking at the shelf, just stacked.
You see,
with
my
hoodies.
softball team does a fundraiser every year that one of the
Mhm.
prizes, which I always manage to hit, is a hoodie. I have 4 softball hoodies now. One of them is a zip up, so it doesn't count. And also one of them, this year's prize hoodie, was the wrong colors. My school was a maroon and gray school. The hoodie we got was black and red.
Oh, I mean, close but not.
Yeah. We're quite clearly a maroon school, not a black school.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is.
But the other shirt I won as a prize from the same fundraiser was maroon and gray. And the hoodie from last year's fundraiser was maroon and gray. But it had the correct team name on it.
That is. Sorry, the cat is coming to join the podcast for the first time ever.
My cat might.
This is Gary.
Hi, Gary. My cat, I think, is busy right now, but we might get the cat from my side.
No,
well.
He normally hangs out like right here by the door and blends in with this Blackhawks jersey. Like that's his safe place. And he never really comes and jumps on the desk. That is a first. 14 episodes in, and he's finally like, I'm gonna come say hello to the people. Hello, people.
My cat's very, very big on joining Zooms and conferences and anything they can.
He joins all of like my work meetings. He's in every single one, but he has never joined the podcast. I don't know if it's just like sitting this way instead of sitting this way.
Nah, clearly just the coolest podcast guest he's had so far, and the cat appreciates that.
He does appreciate amazing people. So that I'm going to run with that. That is, you have brought Gary to the podcast world because you are the coolest guest we've had so far. I look forward to every Twitter art post that you make. I've downloaded several images. I was very, very, very excited when Goalie Tender dropped. Greatest mascot ever. Goalie Tender recently followed me on Twitter this week, and it was like,
I am completely unaffiliated with that Twitter account. Fun fact.
See, I was going to ask if you were that Twitter account, but now that I know that you're not, now I'm even like more impressed because
I don't know who it is.
They posted the tweet about Roe versus Wade, and I quote tweeted it because like we all feel the same way. Let's be honest.
For them. I approve of whoever runs that account,
Yes. And then like 10 minutes later, my Twitter popped up and said Goalie Tender has followed you. And I was like, sorry, what?
I really want to know who runs that account, but also I'm too polite to ask.
And then I got a Grogu GIF response of "and I love you" to the tweet that I sent when because I tweeted like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna faint because Goalie Tender just followed me and I loves you, and I got an "and I love you" back, and that was I was like, I could die today, it's fine.
The weirdest thing is the person decided Goalie Tender at a birthday. I am not the type of artist who has original characters. Like I don't have any original characters. No joke, there are none. I'm not a lore person, I enjoy writing. There's a reason I write nonfiction, aka sports writing. Yeah, I just don't come up with these stories. I can tell stories. I just don't have these whole, sagas with family and background going back 3 generations. I'm like, well, this is a thing I drew. It's purple.
Yes. This is the purple fluffy monster goaltender.
See, they have they them pronouns because it's too much work to figure out the character has a gender or not. That's too much thinking.
I mean, and also like they them pronouns are just kind of perfect for the big fluffy mascot that is a purple monster. Like there's no defining gender characteristics in most mascots. So
yes. I think according to the Wikipedia page, Gritty has they them pronouns.
That wouldn't surprise me because what even is a Gritty?
Well,
with its
according
weird
to the
purple belly button and
hey, the belly button's not always purple. The belly button changes color to match the outfit.
what? Now I'm learning new things. I had no idea that Gritty had color changing belly button
Gritty
abilities.
has changeable belly buttons. It's like Gritty had a denim belly button to go with the Canadian tuxedo, bright green. I know way too much about this, but yeah, Gritty, the belly button is changeable. It's like I assume it's like a scrunchie with Velcro. Just like on
Yeah, that tracks. A scrunchie with Velcro would seem appropriate for whatever Gritty is.
Yeah. Are you on the side of there is a person inside the Gritty suit, or there isn't a person inside the Gritty suit?
Honestly, I flip-flop on that because sometimes I feel like Gritty is just like this being that was sent from who knows where to represent Philadelphia hockey. And then other times I'm like, there's gotta be like the most insane person inside that suit.
My favorite thing to claim about Gritty is that Gritty's a derivative of the Boston Red Sox mascot, Wally, the Green Monster.
Are they like
our mascot is literally the anthropomorphic personification of the wall, not even the entire ballpark, just one specific wall.
Well, when in Rome, be the Green Monster, I guess. I mean,
the Green Monster is also rich people seating, so I've never actually, been there.
Yeah,
the cheap tickets are always,
not at the Green Monster.
Yeah, the cheap tickets, not the Green Monster. We gotta love some good outfield seats, obstructed view.
Yeah.
They do student tickets. So I've been to several games. They do really cheap student tickets. It's $9.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So
can't beat that.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing beats, watching a game through a pole.
Because not everyone comes, especially when it's cold and miserable, and the first Red Sox game I went to this season, on the way walking back to the train station, there was hail.
Oh. Well.
It was April.
I happened to be in Chicago for Cubs opening weekend. I was visiting my dad. We went to the Marian Hossa, what ended up being the Marian Hossa official, like, one-day signing retirement night. It was not that when we planned to go. It was just a random night in April. And then a week before, they were like, here you go. Marian Hossa's retiring this night. Congratulations.
I went to one of the opening season games for the Red Sox this year because they had the student tickets on offer, and I spent me and a friend spent $19 total on tickets, and we went.
Nice. Yeah. So we were in downtown Chicago. Obviously, the Cubs were playing because they don't play night games at Wrigley because people who live in Chicago get mad about that. And for the longest time, they actually didn't have stadium lights, so they couldn't play night games.
Do play night games, but they're in like an area. There's like the Red Sox are in college town, basically. Fenway, it's like, all right, you have the museums and you have all the colleges, except for the ones in Cambridge. So it's like no one seems to mind that much.
Yeah, Wrigley is surrounded like basically like residential and commercial buildings, so like businesses on the first floor, apartments, and
Fenway's
not exactly the cheap side of town, but
so there used to be more residential around Fenway, but then the big dig happened, so right next to one of the tunnels.
Gotcha. So they don't play night games at Wrigley. They are only day games. Up until the most recent renovation, Wrigley didn't even have stadium lights, so they couldn't play night games. But I also didn't realize how, like, you drive through the city of Chicago and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's a baseball stadium.
Fenway's similar. You're walking, there's the highway, and then there's Fenway right next to it. You see, quite clearly, there used to be a building there because that wall is completely nothing on it. It's still green because they painted that when the big dig happened, but it's quite clearly it used to just be a wall next to something.
Yeah. No, it's
that's why the outfield is the way it is. But yeah.
And so my dad was like, "Do you want to get out and take pictures?" I jumped out of the passenger seat. He drove around the block a couple times while I took pictures of opening day at Wrigley. And then we drove around the back of the stadium so that I could see like all of the cool renovations that they were still working on. But I had no idea that it was just like driving. He was like, "All right, you're going to have to look to your right in about 3 seconds." And I was, "Oh, okay." And I looked, I was like, That's
it was so weird to me when I was driving through Philly recently, as one does
Mhm.
when one has to go to Pennsylvania.
of course.
And the stadiums have their own area. I'm like, what?
Mhm.
So,
That's what it's
I
like
also
here.
so I also went to Nashville recently.
I saw.
Nashville Stadium, middle of downtown. Like there's everything else, and then boom, stadium, then boom, all the bars, and then so it's like the bars, then the stadium, and then the Country Music Hall of Fame, like right in a row. And then the Titans play over there. I'm like, that's so weird. Nashville feels very wide and open. It's very odd, very disconcerting.
I've
Boston
been.
feels more like the cities in Europe I've been to than like Nashville.
Yeah, it feels like Boston, Chicago, even like New York are more cities that you think of when you think of like a city. You can walk everywhere, everything is on top of each other. There's not,
Boston. So I was in
designated sports areas, there's not designated shopping areas.
yeah, so the Garden is above one of the large train stations.
Mhm.
The Superior Garden, not Madison Square Garden, obviously.
Yes.
Right
We're
above the train
obviously talking
station.
about TD Bank Garden,
Yes,
not
or the
Madison.
Boston Garden, because why have the extra advertising? It's just the Boston Garden.
Yeah.
It's right. So it's close enough to Fenway that you could walk.
Mhm.
So it's like, but it's quite clearly it's like it's really interesting just where things are in Boston. And then the Patriots don't even play in Boston. They're forever away.
Don't they play in Foxborough?
Yeah, but that's not even close enough that you can call it Boston level if it's far away. I think it's outside of like the main inside of Boston. You can claim you're in Boston Highway.
That about covers my football knowledge.
Well, I don't like the Patriots, so I'm glad that they're not in the city.
The only thing right now that I like about the Patriots is Mac Jones is actually from Jacksonville, Florida. So the buzz about him has been going on for some time. So it was like the one football player who I knew who he was before he was drafted into the NHL or the NFL, not the NHL.
You see, I don't like anything about the Patriots. I met their mascot at a parade where I was wearing a very similar outfit to the mascot, and the mascot was annoying, and I wanted him to leave.
Honestly, I didn't even know the Patriots had a mascot. I'm assuming it's probably like a Revolutionary War soldiery kind of person.
You know their logo? Imagine that, but foam and on a human's body.
Oh, so it has a giant head and a human body?
They could have just pulled a Celtics and just got a guy and put a guy in a tricorn. The Celtics just literally have a guy. I'm not kidding.
So the Celtics went like full like high school mascot situation where they just found
not
a guy.
Even. It's a guy in what looks like a Halloween costume.
Oh,
There's no extra head. It is literally a guy.
Oh no. Oh no. Obviously, Gary very much appreciates your presence on this podcast because he is now not leaving.
Very good cat.
You are a good kitten. So I know you've done art with kittens and the PHF. I saw some of your cat art.
I do tend to do cat art. There's some interesting cat stuff coming. I'm gonna, be. It's not fully my news to announce, but there's something with cats. So I mean, we're gonna very cool news for
Gary would greatly appreciate a black cat in a whale jersey. I'm just throwing that out there. He is a fan of the whale as much as I am. He watches all the games with me.
This might be even cooler than like just drawings. There's some stuff happening,
I'm very excited for stuff happening. That like we talked to Elliot from the Heartland group, and I know of some stuff happening there. And we are very excited. Unfortunately, it was not stuff that we could talk about, but we might have got some details on some stuff that's happening, and we were like, oh, okay, we will keep that in our back pocket and be very excited for this to happen.
There's a lot of stuff happening, preparing for the season and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I wish the season was already here. I don't like the time between the no hockeys. Like, I'm not a fan.
Well, yeah, not a fan, unfortunately. It does give me time, though, to, fall into my other persona of I do fife and drum, and I spend about half my time in the summers dressed up like I'm from the American Revolution.
Let's go.
A problem.
Is it a problem or is it awesome?
Have you ever? Well, I'm a walking tourist attraction. I can spot tourists by how they react to me. So, I have a problem.
The mascot, the guy who does the mascot for the Jacksonville Icemen here, He also does period reenactments in St. Augustine, which is the oldest city in America.
Yeah.
And he does like the Spanish Revolutionary kind of stuff, but also does a mean pirate that it borders on like Captain Jack Sparrow kind of situation.
Yeah, my main
He has the
interaction with
same
pirate.
experiences.
Yeah, my main interaction with pirate-like people is one fife and drum corps called the Ancient Mariners.
Mm-hmm.
And they're quite literally the modern version of pirates. They have the attitude, they have a cannon, which they bring on parade.
Ooh.
And part of the indoctrination process is getting shot at by the cannon. It's the kind of music group where you have
You had me until getting shot at by a cannon. Like,
they're not shooting anything out of it, but you get shot by the cannon. It's the kind of music group where there's an indoctrination process. So,
acceptable, but also I'm one of those people who I've seen too many Final Destination movies. So I'm always like, there's nothing in the canon. I'm like, I would be the person. I would be the person who there would be nothing in the canon and I would get impaled with some random piece of shrapnel that lived in the cannon
really
for 400 years.
To fire the cannon shot, it's reasonably expensive, so it's just cheaper and also it makes a different noise and it's just more feasible to just not have anything in it.
Yeah. It's very true, but I would be the person where like a piece of the inside of the barrel of the cannon would like somehow dislodge itself and fire from the cannon and I would make the news. That's just, I mean, anybody who's watching on YouTube, I have a lovely bruise on my forehead from the obstacle course race I did yesterday where I lost a fight with a piece of rebar. Oh my gosh. Gary just stepped on the keyboard. The cat effect, it just happened. He did cat things and it's fine. Everything's fine. So you play softball and you're also a hockey goalie.
Yes, I'm going to be attempting some non-goalie next week with a group. So that's going to be exciting. I'm not sure if I can shoot a puck. I can stick handle. I'm not sure if I'll be able to score. I might feel too bad for the goalies.
I completely understand that. The best piece of advice I can give you when you do attempt a shot is to not anchor your top hand onto your hip because you want to get your power from your top hand as well. So you want to pull it away from your hip before you actually wind up to release the shot. So
I can shoot. I've shot pucks in goalie pads because that's what one does.
Of course.
So
you have to attempt to make an empty netter.
It's not even that. It's just during, goalie drills. I want to make sure you can goalie things. They want to make sure you can puck handle. So I can puck handle adequately in goalie pads. It's just gonna be odd, trying out with, having less gear on mostly.
Yeah, like no
not sure
pillows.
Not sure what I'm going to do without two different types of knee pads.
And like, what are you going to do with like the extra room you're going to get between your like knees because there's not pillows attached to them?
They're not pillows. They're a lot harder than that. It's more like uncomfortable chair cushions.
That is a very accurate description of goalie pads.
The feel of goalie pads. For anyone who doesn't know what goalie pads are, picture the chairs with the white seats that look like they should be comfortable, but as you sit down, they're not, and then they're like leather and your legs stick to them. That is what goalie pads are made out of.
Yeah. I mean, that is probably the most accurate
description. Then they lose their stickiness from, pucks.
Pucks, blocking shots, doing goalie things.
It's the pucks. The rubber rubs off onto the pads. No, my dad's pads are actual leather. Mine aren't.
Yeah, no, my dad has a set of vintage goalie pads from, I want to say they're from like the 60s or the 70s. They're, the vintage brown leather. They belong to his friend Roger. And my dad has like a goalie corner in his like mini hockey museum in the basement of his house. And he had a stick, but no pads. And so his friend Roger was like, here, you can have these old pads that I have. And then my dad put up pictures of vintage goalies and he was like, hey, I have that blocker and that glove. So let's add this. And then he didn't have a mask. He was like, here's like a Freddy or a Jason mask, like put it up in the corner with all your vintage hockey gear. Now you have a whole
to my father. We could call the back corner of the garage where we store the sticks that we're not using, the vintage hockey museum. My father has a Martin Brodeur curve on his goalie stick. I think he's right now using his sticks are old. He's using a Steve Eiserman style one.
Okay.
So, if I'm being unkind, I could call the collection of goalie gear and hockey gear in the basement, other than mine, a hockey history museum, because it's my dad's pads are stand-up goalie pads broken in for a butterfly because they were the cheapest one in the store. He got them mid-90s, but they've been in the store since probably the early 90s.
Okay.
So maybe even late 80s. So they're bright green and yellow. Like bright.
Okay. Yeah. That's a color combination, to say the least.
Apparently they're Northern Michigan themed because someone from Northern Michigan did a workshop with the goalie pad company who made him custom pads. He's like, no, I already have pads I like. My dad was the first person who was willing to spend, they weren't that expensive, so willing to spend enough money to get the pads out of the window, and was the first person tall enough and willing to wear that ugly of a pair of pads.
You know, especially in the goalie world, sometimes you just have to embrace the awful color scheme.
He also has a bright red jersey.
So he's like Christmas.
It's stoplight. It's stoplight.
He doesn't.
Oh. You see, that's not his preferred jersey, but it's part of the jersey collection.
Mm-hmm. No,
my pads are normal. They unfortunately they're white, but my glove has black stripes on it because that was the one they had in store that fit me. So one of my dear friends from a goalie camp, we have the exact same glove and blocker, except I have black stripes on my glove. My glove and blocker are two different brands. She has the same combination of two different brands. It's hilarious.
That doesn't happen often. So
I have a Vaughn glove and a Brian blocker.
Okay. I've heard good things about the Brian blocker. So I mean,
she even has the same cut of blocker and glove as I do. I just had the one with the black stripes on it. The white was painted black for the stripes on my glove. That's the only difference.
Wow. Like, that is.
I think we even had the same. No, she had CCM leg pad. No, not CCM. She had different brand leg pads, but that was it.
Gotcha. So do you have like a preferred goalie equipment company, or do you just kind of go with what you can get?
I'm a Warrior person. Except I have one no name stick which I really love, but other than that, I'm except for my glove and blocker, pretty much all my gear is Warrior.
Okay.
Except for glove, except for glove blocker and skate is almost all Warrior. So I'm a big Warrior person when it comes to gear. I have my second favorite stick is a Warrior stick. My two sticks before my current stick were Warrior sticks. I'm a big Warrior person when it comes to hockey gear.
Okay. I mean, I've got a pair of Warrior gloves that I bought at like a end of season equipment sale for our local team. So, but I've always kind of been a Bauer kid. My first skates were Bauer. Every other pair after that were Bauer. All of my gear was Bauer.
My skater pads are Bauer, but that's just because there's a Bauer experience near where I am, and I could get a full set for cheap because I needed it. Because if I'm playing out and I don't have any, I had a pair of shin pads, but that was it. So I don't have, I didn't have any skater things. So also my cousins had given me a True Hockey gift card, and the Bauer experience was by True, or not True, or whatever, Pure Hockey, whatever that is, Pure Hockey experience.
Yeah, Pure Hockey.
Pure Hockey. I can't keep getting them mixed up. So Pure Hockey, I used that to buy some Bauer pads because that was easier than the Bauer experience. Did everything. Apparently, Bauer has like two different lines of pads, checking and non-checking almost.
Yes.
Fascinating.
They also have two different lines of skates, speed and power.
I can't wait to steal my brother's skates. So my brother has nicer skates than I do for player skates. Mainly because by the time they went to go get him skates, he could barely skate. He looks like a pylon when wearing gear. Because when they went to go get him skates, they only had the nice skates. They sold out of the cheap ones I have. He has the CCM ones, the ones that several of the PHF players have. The one with the big red stripe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has those.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Here's the thing, though. My parents were willing to buy him that because they knew he has the same shoe size. He had the same shoe size last winter as I did. So they were basically his for 1 year, and then they're mine. I skated in them once. They didn't fit. Because they were baked for a seat. But oh my God, the edges on those skates. My skates are to the point where they're cheap enough that they're Bauer, but they're the cheapest Bauer skates you can possibly get. The red Bauer skates, but less expensive red Bauer skates.
Oh,
so they're hey, here's the thing. We got, we weren't sure how long I was going. There was the first pair of
Yeah.
skates that were mine first, and not from the used skate room at one of the two sporting goods
Yeah.
stores in my area. Because
Yeah.
that was the first pair of skates that were mine first, because they're like, you're going to grow out of them.
Yeah.
I have now. It's to the point where my edges are too sharp for them. I'm taking too sharp edges, and like my skates, like nope. So I'm just waiting for my brother. Next winter he's going to try on the skates. They're not going to fit, and then they're mine.
Yes. Well, and then you can take them back to Pure Hockey. They can reheat them and bake them to your feet.
No. We don't take them to the Pure Hockey. We take them to the sporting goods store at the bottom of the hill I'm on, which masquerades as a sporting goods store. Is in fact a hockey store. They deign to do baseball pants, but they claim that they have one brand of soccer cleats.
Okay.
It's a brand you've never heard of. Level of they claim their entire impulse buy section is just hockey tape. Maybe some hockey cards. This 1/4 of the store is just goalie pads. They also carry figure skates, but begrudgingly.
I mean, understandable.
It's a hockey store first. Sporting goods store.
It's a hockey store masquerading as a sporting goods store. So
because we obviously have to compete with the sporting goods stores in the two other towns next door.
Yeah. So, but
basically.
I mean, at least you have it there. So even better. You don't even have to like drive to Pure Hockey. Just go down the hill. Once he's grown out of
nice
them.
enough. You just walk. You walk down the hill.
Yeah.
With your skates, get them sharpened.
Yeah. Have them bake them, sit in them for a few minutes, and then they're going to be all yours.
I probably need to get them bumped out because I had to get my goalie skates bumped out.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it's easier to play goalie when your skates are comfy.
I mean,
big surprise.
It's easier to do a lot of things on skates if they're comfy.
Yeah, no, but my goalie skates, they're kind of funky now, but they're mine.
It means nobody can swipe your skates.
They're bright green, which is great.
If they do, they'll bring them back
ones.
And be like, "Oh, my bad. I grabbed the wrong skates. I'm so sorry."
This happened to one of my teammates. You see, she got her skates sharpened, and either they gave her the wrong skates, or she was using her brother's skates for like half the season. She wasn't sure. She just knew they weren't hers.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was really odd because she couldn't skate very well in them. It looked so weird because they just weren't her skates.
Oh no. Well, that's one thing I will say I miss from back before like Sparks machines were a thing and like a person actually had to like use a skate sharpener.
And we still have. No, this is still a skate. No, I'm still in a skate sharpener era because it's actually cheaper and faster to just do it by hand. So they have a whole skate room just in the back skate barn. Mm-hmm. Apparently, and they have a Capitals logo because apparently that's the Capitals one. But they do it by hand. They got a new machine, which means they could just do 2 skates at once instead of 1. So it's quite clearly I'm in an area where it's, it's all done by hand. You might push it on the machine, but it's quite clearly someone's sharpening them.
Yeah, it's a lost art. Someone who knows how to actually sharpen a skate these days in most places. When I got I got skates when I was in Tampa for the playoffs because my skates were 19 years old and literally falling apart. Like I got them when I was 15 or 16 when my feet had stopped growing. We went with the expensive or the more expensive skates, not the pro skates, but next level down.
Yeah.
And the plastic between the rocker and the boot was literally falling off. I was skating at the ECHL All-Star game. They had like a fan fest and the ice was open. You could go out and skate. And I skated and I looked down and I was like, oh, that's a part of my skate. And then I got off the ice for a few minutes and I like put my foot up on my knee and I was like, oh, I've lost a lot of parts of my skate. So that was their final voyage. They now are retired. I have a new pair of Bauer skates that I got when I was in Tampa, and they actually hand sharpened them. And I was quite proud that someone in not the Amalie Arena or the equipment staff of the Tampa Bay Lightning knew how to sharpen skates at a hockey store, because that is not.
Yeah, I mean, my store is a machine, but they take the blades off. They put them into the thing. I watched them do it. I'm not sure if that's what you mean by hand, but it's like they're not like they're using one of the stones to sharpen it. That's what you do when your edge is a little bit funky, so you just sharpen it using a hand stone. That's the only time.
There's like the grinder machine where it's got like they put the boot in the little.
Oh yeah, no, that's what everyone does here. It's like the kind of.
I miss, there are times where I miss living in a place where hockey is more prevalent than Florida.
I live in a place where hockey is more prevalent than Massachusetts.
That is absolutely just perfect.
We have a lot of hockey here.
I'm jealous.
So I went
We're
skating.
starting
I was
to
in
get more
Revere.
hockey here.
I was in Revere for a hockey thing, but they misscheduled it, so I got to go to open skate, and I was surprised by the lack of small children who are annoying, who are good at skating and are really annoying. It's like, wait, not every rink comes equipped with 3 small children who are a danger to everyone on the ice.
Yeah, I experienced that when I was visiting my dad in Chicago. There was a group of, I wouldn't say small children, but they also weren't teenagers. They were kind of in between.
See, they're younger than middle school, but they want to hang out with the middle school ones, so they're quite clearly small children.
Mm-hmm. And these kids were dangerous, like to themselves and others, because they were just being
good enough that they're not really
boys.
danger to themselves, just to others. They're like 8 or 9 in my area.
Yeah, so I would say these kids were like 10 to 12, somewhere in there. Not quite teenagers, but also not like small children. And they were doing stupid things that one should not do when you have knife shoes on your feet. And
they just, they weave. They weave in between people.
They were weaving. They were backwards skating, weaving. They were poorly merging in front of people. Like, you're here, and they're like, cool, I'm in front of you now.
The ones in my area are good enough that they don't hurt people often, but they're still that type.
Yes. They also had the figure skating section that's always cordoned off in the middle of open skates.
No, we don't have one. My rink we don't have a figure skating section. See, my town's a hockey town. The town over, where my town team plays out of, they have figure skating harness lifts. They don't do open skate because they just have figure skating trials and stuff. It's like I don't think they like that the hockey team plays out of there. They don't seem to be very happy to have any banners up for the hockey team. Definitely not a hockey rink.
Well, normally at open skates at not your town, because your town sounds like an idyllic place that I need to move to.
My whole area, it's very rare to see the cordoned off figure skating area, at least where I am.
They've got, center ice cordoned off for all of the figure skaters to do all of their twirly things. But at this rink, they had balloons attached to the cones at center ice. And do you want to know what happens to helium balloons when they hit cold air? They sink. So now you're having to avoid the preteens and fallen balloons.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was an experience. It's not necessarily one that I'd ever want to repeat, but it was definitely an experience.
Yeah, no, small children, I call them small children because, they have that attitude. They're not fun.
No, they're really not. I remember being a small child who could skate, but I don't remember being like that person. Like, I would skate fast and do stupid things, but I would avoid the people at all costs.
Yeah.
Nope. Because I didn't want anybody to get hurt.
I won't avoid the people when it's my friends. We had a fun game of, steal something and chase them around the rink. I was good enough at it that I managed to steal a glove off of one of my friend's hands, and not a hockey glove, just like a normal glove.
Oh.
So I was good enough at the game. I could do that while moving and not knock over me or the other person.
Nice.
I'm annoying. I'm going to do it competently.
Yeah, you're going to be competently annoying and not, I'm going to harm others annoying.
Yes.
Nice. So I'm assuming we have wonderful artwork to look forward to from you this upcoming season.
I have some Stanley Cup Finals art planned. Good art, in my opinion. It's going to be very cool.
I'm here for it. I'm very excited. I'm nervously excited about Game 6. I mentioned to my mom, because I live like 3 hours from Tampa, I was like, maybe we should have driven down to Tampa today to go to Game 6.
I really don't want the Bolts to win.
I don't either. As you can, hold on, let me just shift for a second. I might be a Blackhawks fan, but I hate the Tampa Bay Lightning. So.
Yeah, I'm definitely going with the Avs for this one, but they're fine, I guess.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
just not Tampa.
you know what? It's not Tampa. Do not like the Lightning, and people are like, it's because they're winning. I'm like, no, this goes back like a decade. This is a long-standing hatred.
I couldn't tell them and the Blue Jackets part when I first really got into hockey actively instead of just passively. So I disliked both of them. I now don't actively dislike the Blue Jackets. Just I thought they were also Tampa, and I didn't like either of them. Oh no, wait! I mixed all three of them up with the St. Louis Blues, and I hate the Blues.
Oh yes,
And I thought John Tortorella was the coach of the Lightning for some reason, and I mixed all three, Tampa Bay, Colorado, and St. Louis, into one team I disliked.
Well, you know, mistakes were made, and that's okay because they've been corrected. But I am here with the hatred of the St. Louis Blues. I feel like that is a part of the Blackhawks fandom. You are not allowed to like the Blues in any way, shape, or form. I like watching them whine and complain. It brings my heart happiness. It is what it is. But I cannot stand the Lightning. I hope that this series ends this evening. I do not want the torture of a game 7 because my emotionally I cannot handle a game 7 in the Stanley Cup final.
I really wish Andrei Vasilevsky was on a team that I liked. It would bring me great joy.
I agree. If he was on a team that I liked, or even my team, which I know would never happen, but if he was on a team that I liked, then I'd be fine with it. I love goalies. I'm a huge goalie fan.
I would like him even on a team that I'm ambivalent about. Like,
yes,
put him on. Who's a team I don't care about? The Minnesota Wild. I could care less if he were on the Minnesota Wild.
Like, I could care less if he was on. Honestly, the Florida Panthers. I could care less if he was a Panther.
See, I'd like him then. It'd be great because he's on a team I don't dislike.
Exactly, but he's on the Bolts and just unacceptable.
He's not being a Bolt.
No,
he's going to be there.
He can be on any team except for the Lightning. I'm 100% here for that. Oh, yeah. Oh, guess what? Our friend Zach has finished his work and dinner and is here just in time to say hello. How you doing, buddy?
Just chilling.
Just chilling. Well, we've been talking all the things.
All the things.
They literally do all the things. All the things.
All the things.
Like reenacting, fife and drum, goalie, softball, currently sewing things, high school, lives in a town where at open skate they don't have the center ice area cordoned off for figure skaters.
Interesting.
That was the same look I had. It's a hockey town.
More people show to the hockey games than to the football games level of my town's a hockey town.
I'm still like, I was like, this sounds like an idyllic place where I need to move, where hockey is more important than all the things. That just sounds like perfection.
That sounds perfect, actually.
It really does sound perfect. So we were actually just kind of getting to the end of things. Are there any questions that you have for Korzak?
No, I mean, I think I'm guessing you pretty much covered like the PHF and working with some teams and stuff like that and the start of everything. So, I mean,
I've been told that there are things happening that cannot yet be discussed. So we have exciting things to look forward to.
Ooh, well,
this coming up season.
All the things.
So basically,
So
basically, season 8 is gonna be a straight banger, and I'm here for it. So
yes, fantastic. You also missed Gary's first appearance on the podcast.
Really nice.
He and the cat were pals now.
Yeah,
there you go.
He was just up here hanging out, chilling. You'll obviously see it later when you watch the video on YouTube. But he made his first appearance on the podcast, and you missed it, my friend. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm sorry. It's just working today, and then eating dinner. Kind of had to relax for a little bit.
Food's a little important. It's absolutely fine.
My wife made a halashki. So it's a Slovak dish.
Nice.
A halushki, sorry. Halushki.
I'm assuming that Tara corrected you in the background.
Yes. That if you heard a correction in the background,
I didn't hear a correction. I just made an assumption when you were like, "Oh wait, it's this."
Yeah. You know what? She's like one Slav to another. No, it's because we're both part Slavic, but she's got more Slavic in her than I do. So I mean, it's
it
so
is
she's
what it
giving me
is.
a hard time.
Yeah. Well, Court, where can all of the amazing humans who listen to our show find you on the internet?
So you can find me on Twitter at Arson and Hockey. Basically any social media that I'm going to be on is Arson and Hockey. You can find my writing. I write about things on Inside the Rink, and I have an upcoming podcast. I'm going to be working on one of those. We might have a PHFer as one of the co-hosts. So cool things.
Ooh.
Well, we are big on reciprocating. So if you ever need guests for your podcast to be named at a future date, you have two right here. We would be more than happy to join you.
Still to be named at a future date. We're in the figuring out how to record stage, but we have things planned.
Well, if you have questions, we are here to assist however we can, because the world needs more WoHo in it and more people talking about it. So we will happily help you get there.
We are going to be a full-time women's hockey podcast. We've decided, no talk of men's hockey. We're going to refer to it exclusively as men's hockey.
We only refer to it as men's hockey, or my favorite, Miho.
Not to confuse with Niho and Siho and all the other.
Yeah, no, it's Miho. So we will make sure to link all of your socials. Shoot me a message with the link for your writing as well. We'll include that in the description for the podcast.
Right. Thanks for having me on. It was a blast.
It was a blast. I hope that your sewing project gets wrapped up soon, and you are ready to go.
I just know soon.
I just finally noticed the Red Sox jersey, and I'm not here for it because my team just got swept by the Red Sox
Tough luck.
Weekend.
We were bad at the beginning of the season. We deserve some nice things. We lost to the Angels.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
They broke their 17-game losing streak against the Red Sox.
That's pretty bad. Hey, that brawl against the Mariners was interesting today for the Angels. So.
I love a good baseball brawl. I think baseball needs more fighting. You see all those homophobes, clearly because they're homophobes because they put the fighting back in hockey things.
Yeah,
I want those for baseball. Baseball needs more fighting. Baseball's not a violent enough sport.
I might watch more baseball if there was fighting. I mean, I'm just saying.
Oh, go watch the highlights from today's Mariners-Angels game. Like Jesse Winker you see him actually just teeing off on someone in the middle of this pile, and like JP Crawford's doing like Superman punches over one of his teammates that hit an Angels player. Like this was an actual legit brawl.
It was a brawl.
Like the first one,
Donnybrook, so to speak.
Yeah, like one. It was
who doesn't love a Donnie? I'm just saying, like
an actual brouhaha that actually made you actually want to watch it, and it wasn't like they were just kind of pushing and shoving. That's
I think baseball should incentivize fighting.
Yeah, well,
I love how.
8 guys get ejected. That means they're all going to get suspended because it's baseball. You can't have fun.
The best high school hockey game I ever did play-by-play for. There was a line brawl in a high school hockey game. You actually don't drop the gloves in high school hockey line brawls because you're going to break your fists on the cages on the masks. So if you're going to do a line brawl,
you got to put the gloves.
So everyone got ejected except for the guys who they've watched the NHL games. They tried to do the awkward side hug rule. But that's not a thing in this level of hockey where it's no fighting at all. So even they got ejected from the game.
Yeah. Welcome to like international hockey rules where you drop gloves, you're automatically done in the game. Yeah. So it's.
The Reds let them fight though. They let them go at it.
Yeah,
sometimes you gotta let it get out.
That game was the best game I ever called. There was a hat trick in the first period, second period, and because of the brawl, the senior who'd been injured all season couldn't play. He came on the ice. They set him up. He scored his first goal on his senior season. He was only supposed to play his senior night game. I coincidentally called the football game which he got injured in, but that was just a very odd coincidence. But this was like his first game of his senior season, one of the 2 times he got to play that season, and he scored.
Nice.
Yeah, I finished watching Unrivaled right before we started recording, and honestly, I forgot about the Patrick Wall leap to try and protect Claude Lemieux. I had forgotten that I knew that it happened.
Where he gets absolutely taken out. I think it was Brendan Shanahan.
Shanahan.
Just
Just
absolutely just airmails him right in the middle of that. Yeah,
and
that
the
was
other moment that I forgot about was Brendan Shanahan laughing as Chris Osgood and Patrick Waugh were like chucking punches at each other.
I really want to watch that. So I have ESPN Plus and ESPN2. We don't know why we have ESPN2. We just have it. So it's on
ESPN Plus now.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I watched it on ESPN Plus.
When I tried to watch it today, it's like, well, give us your ESPN provider.
Huh.
Yeah, no, I logged into ESPN Plus and it let me watch it on.
Yeah,
I went to the ESPN Plus tab and it was there.
That was so weird. I guess my TV was like, no. So instead, I watched cricket for 3 hours and I was happy.
Okay.
Big cricket fan.
Yeah,
I think if it was before the actual airing of it happened on
ESPN, it was after the TV viewing that it was going to be on the ESPN Plus, and the Plus version is actually the extended.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours and some change.
It's the actual
non-TV
longest.
I have a lot of sewing I want to get done. So
there you go,
unrivaled in sewing. It's a beautiful 2 hours and some change.
What Bar Down did with the Lego Chris Osgood, Patrick Waugh fight was absolutely fantastic.
That was great. I can catch up on all the hockey media, rewatch Shorzy for a third time, watch Slapshot for the first time, And then I'll watch cricket.
I actually just got nice. I just got to season 9 of Letterkenny.
Letterkenny is so good.
Oh, it's so
I like
great.
Shorzy even better. So I'm not usually a comedy person. So I'll get viscerally uncomfortable with watching a lot of comedy, but Shorzy doesn't have any of that. It's like all the good parts of Letterkenny without the parts that make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's all the good parts of Letterkenny without like the awkward, forced humor.
No, but the humor is forced and it's also really deep and really sweet, and it's not just hockey people being idiots.
Again, never want to lose again.
And the whole storyline of Shorzy's family, it's gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like Letterkenny's great, but I think Shorzy takes it to like the next level of like, okay.
I think also think about Letterkenny versus Shorzy, where Jared Keeso is in his career. Shorzy's like more mature, and you can tell it's like I guess more polished.
You can even tell by like the cinematography in Shorzy that it was more
They
polished.
have a higher budget. You can tell they have a higher budget. If you notice the early scenes of Letterkenny, they didn't have any shooting. They had helmet shots. They had no
it's like they were like, all right, and
3 different sets of custom goalie pads, a minimum. They had 3 different sets of custom goalie pads for the St. John, not St. John, whatever they are. The ones with the blueberries. They had custom goalie pads. Have you ever looked at the price of custom goalie pads? That's at least you're at least dropping $1,100 on them per person.
Well, I think for the fact because you look at because it was like the first like 6 or 7 seasons is Crave TV, and then it switches to Hulu. I think like season 6 or 7 it switches to Hulu. So it wasn't even. Yeah, it was Crave for whatever the Canada version of that is, and then it finally switched over to Hulu.
Yeah, Crave is the Canada version.
Yeah, so then you see the switch to Hulu, then you see kind of like a more of an upgrade in terms of the actual production quality, and now it's like okay.
Yeah, like the opening scene from Shorzy, I messaged Zach and I was like, "This is a totally different animal." Like even the cinematography is like next level. It's a completely different beast.
It's a truly actually a beautiful show. And the lighting on the ice.
Oh, it's fantastic. The fact that too, like how they tie in, like Terry Ryan's character and I can never get that dude from was it St. John or is it John Francois St. John Jacques
Jean Francois Jean Jacques.
Yeah, I just call him Frank. Yeah, it's just like whatever the easiest way to say it.
Play-by-play guys were iconic.
Oh, they were so great.
The fact that it was Glenn in a wig was doing play-by-play, just epic.
Oh, and the fact that you got they got the TSN crew and all that stuff as well. It's just the fact that like how they tied in a couple of the hockey players from the actual.
They made it like more real. It's like Letterkenny's a little bit fake. This was completely set in our world. Letterkenny's like a little bit of a fake place, but this is completely real.
Yeah.
The way they do Shorzy now, it's just I'm already ready for season 2. Like it's gonna be fantastic.
Same. I am so hyped. One of my friends talking to watch Letterkenny, and he's yet to watch Shorzy, and I'm like, dude, you need to watch it. I need to talk about it with someone.
I know, right? Yeah, it's like once you get into Shorzy, it's so much better. It's like I want 10 seasons of just Shorzy just going off on.
I'm not sure if I need 10
everyone.
seasons, but I definitely need more than one.
I need
want
at
a
least
full
3.
length-
Yeah, at least 3. Give us at least 3.
I feel
If
like
it's gonna
10
be
might
6
be dragging out
episodes-
Shorzy too long, but still,
Yeah.
like the way it ended, it was perfect almost.
Oh, it was so good.
It left it open for everything, but it's like if it's going to be 6 episodes, I need at least 3 seasons.
Yeah, I
And
like
it also
the.
wasn't, it wasn't predictable, which is really good.
Mhm.
Yeah, thankfully, I like the fact too. It's like you see like the ending of the one episode right before like when the actual like full on brawl starts, and then the next episode
Yeah, no,
it
it's
goes
great.
right into the hallway
Yeah.
of the actual. Oh, that was just
I think I'm trying to keep it very
Fantastic.
obscure what I'm talking about, so I don't spoil it for
Yes.
anyone in the audience who hasn't
right.
watched it.
Yeah,
Go
I
watch
mean,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Please go
And
seriously.
watch it on Hulu, so that watch it on Hulu. Don't pirate it, so the ratings go up because we want high
Yeah.
ratings so we can get more seasons.
Yes,
Like
please,
I
yeah.
thought about pirating it so that I could watch it early. I'm like, no, I actually want more of this, so I'll watch it
Yeah.
normally.
Yeah,
Like actually
no.
go watch it on Hulu. Don't no like NHL 66 version of pirating Shorzy.
I
NHL
watched,
six-
Go watch it on Hulu.
I watched all of Shorzy in one night. If that tells you anything, I'm like,
I watched it all
I gotta
one night
watch all
while
of
on a road trip. Me in the back of the
fantastic.
car, you know.
Yeah.
But you were gonna say
iconic.
you were gonna say something about NHL 66 though. I thought you were gonna say something.
Big
about
fan of NHL 66.
Same.
No ad breaks and the Canadian I prefer the Canadian broadcast over the TNT
same.
ones, even the SPN ones.
Same.
Yeah.
Mark Messier. I don't like him. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to see more of Mark Messier than I have.
Him and Shelley are not it. They were trying to do like the Manning brothers for Monday Night
Yeah.
Football or something.
They are not the Manning
Mark
brothers of
Messier's
hockey.
smile really is just so weird. My
Yeah.
dad actually once played against Chris Chelios in a beer league game where Chris Chelios was hanging out with his Michigan hockey coach pals, and they needed an extra goalie, and my dad had the ice before that. Apparently, Chris Chelios' shot didn't even get anywhere near to my dad; just went straight into the net. It was apparently the most insane shot he'd ever seen. Then
Well,
again, my
they-
dad was playing on the computer science department hockey team right before then. So, computer science guys to
Computer
high school
science
hockey
guys
coaches.
and then Chris Chelios. I mean,
Yeah, you know.
there
So
seems
I
to
have
be a
to-
gap in performance level.
You know, I don't also Mark Messier. I don't know what it is, but it's just he has too many teeth. His teeth are just so there. It's just
Yes.
too much teeth.
Yeah, it's a little something else.
His smile can only be described as toothsome.
Yes, that is
He
a
has a
correct
very
statement.
toothsome smile.
Yeah,
There's-
it's very toothy.
If hockey commentary could give you the ick, it gives me the ick.
Same. I'm really glad that he's not on the TV the whole game.
He's
So
on it
I
too
don't-
much.
He's on it too much, but at least it's not the whole game because I can like
Also,
mute the intermission and
New
walk
York
away.
Rangers. I'm not a big, New York person.
I mean,
I
I mean, obviously Boston. Yeah, I mean, kind of obvious. Yeah.
The only reason I think I don't actively dislike the Rivs is because they're clearly metropolitan and not New York.
and
Yeah,
also
well,
in Jersey, not
yeah,
New
they're
York.
also in-
So
Yes, but
Oh.
you see, if they had lied and called themselves the New York Riveters, I would hate them with everything I am worth.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, you mean like the Jets and the Giants, where they both play in New Jersey, but they're called New York teams? It's like, please,
guys, come on,
Basically, yes.
damn it.
No, but
Oh yeah, can we talk the Rivs? All right, come on. You wait until your captain has to tweet at you to say happy birthday? For shame.
Yeah,
well,
shame.
I think I know. I personally wait. Do I know the Rivs social media manager, or did you? I can't
Probably.
remember if I currently know.
Well, probably
I remember
not.
if they
'cause
got
the
a
fact
new
that
one
it's-
recently.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
because of
think-
the fact,
I think
like,
they
half
got
the
a new
team-
one
half the
with-
team left.
with the great
No, the
resignation
old
that
one.
happened.
The old one, pal of mine.
Jasmine?
Because I cap. Yes, I think so.
Yes,
Better,
she's
yeah.
actually the reason
If
that
you
I
show-
got
if you show-
this.
If you show me the Twitter icon, sure. Name, not so much.
Yeah. It's I have my thing with the Rivs because of who's now there, but that's a whole different thing. So,
I don't think the Pride got a new social media admin, but I don't think the old one liked me at all.
Oh no,
Huh.
Also, the person who does graphic design for the Pride is my hockey coach. So I'm not a
Interesting.
big fan. I'm not the biggest fan of her style always. So I know the name, so I'd be like, Courtney, why? It's just, I wouldn't have done that. And she's really cool and a very, very good hockey coach. But
yeah.
however,
We actually did kind of roast the Pride a little bit on our podcast Twitter because it was like they had like no signings, and it's like we made a joke of like, at this rate, Half the team's going to Montreal.
Here's the thing. Like, I wrote an article about this. Go read it on Inside the Rink. Got to plug my work. But I swear, they're going to pull the same thing that they did last season. They announced the roster and the season schedule at the exact same time last season.
Yeah.
They're going to do it again.
One day they might have a signed player, but right now the graphs always make me
today's
laugh because it's like
today's
Buffalo 16, Whale 12, and everybody else has people in Pride.
From what I've heard, talking to people, they do have multiple players signed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're not announcing it.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
a lot of the teams have a lot of people signed. Yeah,
they're waiting until they have the full team. But I personally, have some insights, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to share them.
I understand. We've heard
Off
that
podcast.
there are also some talks that some of the Pride players will be going to Montreal, and so they're working on that situation as well. Oh, hello, Callie. This is Callie. She's one of our podcast dogs.
I think my cats have decided it's dinner time, part 2. So they're busy.
Yeah, well, I keep getting my arm bumped. I'm like, all right, fine. I'll put you on the podcast like always.
Come say hi to our friends. It's fine.
Yeah, speaking of the Pride, I don't want to talk about the Isabel Cup final at all.
I couldn't watch it, and you know what? That annoyed me.
I watched it at ice level with Hannah Beatty's parents for the third period.
Oh my! I don't think I've told the stories. I've met 3 different PHF players' mothers.
Yeah, I met several in Tampa. I met Taylor Winskowski's mom. She's amazing.
Yes, Taylor Winskowski's mom is the nicest. I met her. She was wearing a dog mom hat.
Oh my God, I love it.
And we brought up the cats, and she claimed not to like them, but she seemed really excited about pet sitting them for 3 weeks during that long road trip they had. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just and then Vic Hansen, like the backup goalie, her mom. I have a Vic Hansen jersey because I'm a big fan of backup goalies.
Yes.
As a backup goalie myself, these things happen.
Do you rock the backup towel?
No, because you got to keep your mask on the bench on so you don't get inside of a puck. But you know what I do? Gotcha. I am one of the I do the best store in the league. At least that's my opinion.
You're always ready on the door.
Yeah,
always ready.
Hey, you know what? Shorzy will not be mad because at least you're
water
doing your
bottles.
Job.
I'm big on handing out water bottles, and that's
just perfect.
Also,
you are repping.
I'm doing all the things. I'm doing all the things.
Basically, all the vibes of what a backup tendy should be doing. So
yes, basically, and I have the correct attitude to be a backup goalie, and coaches really like me because of that. I show team spirit.
You've got team spirit. Wrapping the blocker on the boards when good things happen.
So for softball, I'm not the best one, but I managed to work my way into lineup for hitting. But I'm not great at fielding. So I do a great book. I'm really good at scorekeeping for softball and baseball now. So I would scorekeep, then score, maybe come back and continue scorekeeping. So I'm an offensive threat and also a threat in the so to speak front office.
You are just a threat all around. You've got it in the front, on the field, and in the back
threat.
office.
I can hit. I can do the book, and I know basic first aid. Triple threat.
There you go. That you know what?
Basically, the Swiss Army knife of just doing anything.
To have that.
Exactly. I also took some athletic training courses. I can tape your injuries, and I can tell you have a concussion. I can do all that.
So basically,
everyone needs a you on their team. Everyone needs a you.
If a Swiss Army knife was a person, I think we found our person.
Yes.
I managed to bribe hockey coaches the trivia about sports. So of hockey trivia, the coaches like me because of that. I think I've, really, really good at this game.
But you know what? We are absolutely here for it. It has been awesome talking to you. I'm glad that Zach got to come hang out for a few minutes and talk with you as well. We've got some Stanley Cup final hockey to get to here shortly, so we're going to let you go feed the cats. I might not have it on. I have the hockey on right now. Well, we're going to let you go feed the cats, do some more sewing, and enjoy.
Go deal with. Yeah, thank you.
As a cat mom, I understand that you can't not feed the cats or bad things happen. So.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you have a great rest of your evening. I look forward to all of the art that I am sure is in our future and just like watching your story unfold on social media, because I'm here for the knit jerseys. I'm here for the softball and the goalieing and all of the things.
All the things. I'm performing internationally with my fife and drum corps, so like all of the things.
I cannot wait to see fife and drum corps.
Oh, I'm here for me
it.
and my tricorn hat. You know, we got bad takes.
Let's go. Well, thanks so much for coming on. Hopefully we will see you again on your side or our side.
We'll make something happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll call your people. We'll call your people.
Have your people call my people.
Yes, my people. You know, me in the baseball cap.
Yeah.
I'm professional today. I'm not wearing a hat.
Hold on, wait. Hi, we're Beth's people.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, yes, we're Corwin's people. We'd like to speak to you. We have things we need to do.
We have things we need to discuss.
I am very disappointed that hat was not already on for the entire episode.
You see, my hair's not in the right position for the tricorn, and it doesn't really read well on camera.
Yeah,
it's true.
I get that.
It's true. So we will catch you on the Twitter.
Put me as your cover photo, you know. PT's your photo. Just meet me in the tricorn.
Meet Corin in the tricorn hat on episode 14 of Let's Talk Wo Hockey.
I think there you go. That's your tagline.
There we go. Here for it. Well, it has been an absolute pleasure. I look forward to talking to you again soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Zach.
Fun,
buddy.
I know. I'm sorry. Yeah. By the time I got back and everything else, is just.
Yeah. I get it. It's fine. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to throw caution to the wind and do the thing when Stanley Cup Final Hockey is about to happen.
Yeah, which already started, right? Like,
anthems have been sung.
So we're getting close.
I'm actually pulling it up right now because I am not where there's television. The first puck has not been dropped. The NHL app says 20 minutes is still on the clock in the first.
Interesting.
So we are close. We've got. We kind of already talked a little bit about the WoHo. Obviously, the Pride still have yet to sign a player.
Yeah.
Announce the signing of a player. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But if you haven't watched Unrivaled,
that's not today though.
Yeah, if you haven't watched Unrivaled, get on ESPN Plus and watch it. It is.
I will watch it tomorrow.
As a Red Wings hater,
also fellow Red Wings hater.
Stand the Red Wings. They very beautifully covered Vladimir Konstantinov and his recovery. He is in the documentary himself. If you watch it on ESPN Plus, you get 2+ hours of just old-time hockey.
I'm excited to watch it. That's what I'm going to do it tomorrow because tonight I'm kind of, depending on whatever we get done, I'm going to try to get more into finishing. Like I said, I'm on season 9 of Letterkenny right now. I want to try to get through.
Okay.
Hopefully the last bit of season 9 tonight, and then maybe try to get through 10.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon. So, yeah.
I feel like this game is going to get really interesting. Obviously, this comes out tomorrow. The game will have already been over, but Cale Makar got an interference penalty 23 seconds into the first period.
Oh, so basically the usual.
The usual. But, at least we've got Wes McCauley, I'm assuming, on the mic.
He's kind of had a rough playoff calling stuff.
But
I think it's his first actual playoff. Yeah. Oh, he's great, but
Wes McCauley is magic. He is everything entertaining that hockey officiating needs. Also,
you know what? Hockey officiating has been rough this year.
Yeah, look at my bruise. Isn't it beautiful?
Oh, it's a fantastic bruise.
We talked about it earlier, but I wanted to make sure you got to see it's. I sat down in front of the camera and I was like, "Ooh, that looks worse than I thought it did."
Well, you ran into a pole, bud.
I didn't technically run into the pole. The pole ran into me.
The old adage of, they just ran into my fist. I don't know what happened.
So one of the obstacles, you had to pull a tire that was on a rope and then drag it back to the other end. And the tire that I chose, the piece of rebar, I guess, just wasn't hammered far enough into the ground.
Ooh.
And you pull the tire out last. So the tire was out, and I guess it put the pole under tension. So when I started pulling on the tire, the pole came back and hit me in the head.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's a thing that happened. And I told this to you yesterday, but I have a headache, or I don't have a headache, but my head hurts.
Yeah. You've had a head throb.
Yes, I have I have an ache in my head. I do not have a headache.
Achy head.
Yes, and like earlier today, I had like sunglasses on, and I went to like put them up on my forehead, and the nose piece
oh,
buddy, it was not good. Did not feel great.
Not good, boys.
Not good. But I did it. I did the whole course in less than an hour.
Proud of you.
I wish it was muddier. I won't lie.
Yeah.
There were only 2 mud obstacles in a mud race.
Huh.
It's not enough mud.
No.
It's not enough mud.
Oh, this was yesterday, right? Or
yeah.
Saturday?
Saturday.
We saw Black Phone in theater.
Okay.
Actually, really good. Good movie.
I have no idea what that is.
It's Ethan Hawke. It's a thriller movie. Scary.
See, those are things that I watch at home, not in theaters.
Fair. That's fair. We are seeing Minions next week. Excited for that.
My mom and I watched Downton Abbey, the new one.
The movie?
Yeah, the new movie.
We have all the seasons on DVD, but we have not seen the movie yet. Well, Tara's episode, she's season 5. I've seen all but the last season.
Okay.
So
the new movie is on Peacock exclusively for the streaming.
Well, we have to get through the rest of the seasons first, and then we'll have to watch the first one, and then watch the second one. But yes, big Downton Abbey fans in the Martin household.
We love Downton,
especially Anna and Bates. We gotta love Anna and Bates.
Of course, I mean,
you know what's funny though? My parents named their 2 kids. They got 2 cats, and they named them Anna and Bates. I kid you not.
I love it, and honestly, like Mr. Carson's my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. Like he's just such a prim and proper dude.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, of course, Maggie Smith is the greatest thing.
I mean, it's
ever.
Maggie Smith.
I love her.
Yeah.
So much. So much.
Yeah.
So I know.
Who was the youngest daughter? Isabel? What was the youngest daughter's name? Of the 3.
These are not questions I'm good at answering.
I really liked her character until if you haven't seen Downton Abbey, go watch it. It's fantastic. It's worth seeing.
I just looked over at my NHL app and I am not happy.
The future is not bright, I'm guessing.
The future is not bright. Well, technically the past is not bright because everyone will be listening to this tomorrow.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
So yeah. That thing happened.
I really hope it's not going to go to Game 7 because you do not want to give Tampa momentum going from 3-1 to 3-3. You don't want that to happen.
No.
And it's
I really need this to be done today.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yes, I think. But I did come in very late to this. I am very sorry.
You did come in very late to this, and that's fine because we're going to go watch the hockey. But before we leave to go watch the hockey, Zachary, where can the humans find you on the internet?
Well, if it was here at the bottom of the screen, it'd be one true Zach.
I'm just going to throw it out here. I came in to this, and the Surgecast was the last account that used this, and it was turned off.
Huh. So, I did turn it off. Well, we're not. If anyone doesn't know.
I got ahead of ourselves because we've got to talk. We haven't dropped our sponsors. I'm sorry.
Hello,
like I said, my head hurts.
Yeah. Plus, we're only at an hour and 18. Like, are we ending this early?
Look, my head hurts. Okay.
That's fair. That's fair.
So first up, we've got our friends at In the Clutch Apparel. At In the Clutch Apparel, you can find officially licensed gear across all sports. They've got some sick vintage hockey stuff. And if you use the code WOHOCKEY, you get 10% off your order.
It's 10% off there, and our other sponsor is also 10% off.
Gotcha. Which our other sponsor is Level Up Snacks. If you go to shockedhydrate.com, because the website address has not yet launched for Level Up Snacks, you can get 10% off as well using the promo code WOHOCKEY. And of course, we have our beautiful, amazing, and fantastic company sponsor with Canadips, whom we love. We love Canadips. I love Canadips. Zach loves Canadips.
Unfortunately, my Canadips are over there.
So, I mean, mine are right here, but I'm just going to show this one because...
Just the one?
I mean, here's just the one. If you head to canadipcbd.com/bellyup20, you can get 20% off your order. It is a full CBD product. There's no THC. They test their products to make sure that it doesn't pop positive for THC. It is good for literally all the things.
Can't confirm because I had to do a random at work.
No positive?
3 weeks ago, no positive. Mm-hmm. So
nice.
I had some the night before, so
nice.
Can't confirm.
It
to
is
be fair.
It is nicotine free. It is tobacco free. And the great thing about it compared to like dipping a normal pouch is you don't have to spit. You can swallow your spit. Don't swallow the pouch. Don't do that. But you can swallow your spit. You don't need it. You don't need to spit. You don't need a spitter. No spit cups necessary.
The flavors are amazing too. So
the flavors are next level. The strawberries taste like strawberries.
The strawberry coffee is good. I kind of like the mango a little bit better.
Yeah. The mango's good.
Was it Blue Wave they have out right now? I'm debating on getting that.
I think it's blue. It's blue something. I have one. Hold on. It's Blue Dream.
Oh, Blue Dream. Because they do have something going on right now. I think it's like 20% off.
It's got like a sick dragon on the label.
Yeah, it's you get 20% off, but then the shipping and tax get you back for it. So it's like
it does, but at the same point in time, like you're still getting a discount because I don't think there are any states where the sales tax is 20%.
No,
and if you're a cool kid like me, you can order one of the like 5-packs that they have, and then you get free shipping. Also
very true. Because the thing is, like right now, I think right now it's like if it's over $40, you get free shipping.
Yeah. So, and of course, we have to talk about these.
So nice.
So we have our wonderful friend Chris Grady had these stickers made for us.
Absolute cussing beauty.
Cussing beauty. We love Chris. He is amazing. If you would like a Let's Talk Wo Hockey sticker, slide into our DMs on Instagram or Twitter at Talk Wo Hockey Pod. It'll cost you $1. That's just to cover shipping because, I mean, I'm just going to send you this. So it's just to cover shipping. And we'll get it sent out to you. We're getting super close to unlocking the giveaway. We have 22 subscribers on YouTube. So
hey, we're almost there.
So close. And I'm sure that sticker and the special sticker that we haven't told anybody about, one of those is going to be included in the giveaway as well.
Ooh, the special sticker.
The special sticker. You know which one I'm talking about. We got a couple of them. That's going to be in there too.
Oh yes, because we got a lot of extras of those. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get a couple of those special stickers myself. Yes. Actually,
I'm going to get to the post office this week. I'm sorry, buddy.
You're fine. No, you're good. I have some empty spaces in the back of my laptop that I'm currently using that kind of need some sticker adages. So I'm excited to use those.
Perfect. So
Gary, my word, sir.
Gary is like, I love this podcast. He's currently, here's a tail.
Gary.
He can't hear you, buddy.
I know.
You're meowing at me. Come here, my dude. You want to come say hi to Zach?
That's a choice. That's a choice sentence.
That you're currently meowing at me? Oh, Zach.
What? Oh, look, it's Gary.
It's Gary.
It's Gary.
My dude. So is it now? And now is it a better time to talk about our socials, friend?
Well, actually, 2 weeks from today, or 2 weeks from Sunday, yesterday, if you're listening to it on Monday, our final 3 list for our College WoHo teams come out.
And where can we find that, buddy?
You can find it on Talk Wo Hockey Pod on Twitter and also on Instagram. So make sure to check that out. And you also can find me at One True Zach. That's O-N-E True Zach. No, it's not the O-Neaters. It's just one, not spelled. It's spelled out, not just the number one. So make sure to check that out. Don't DM me, just tweet at me because I like to see. I want, if you're gonna roast me, just let everyone else see it.
It's
true. Let's make it fun for everybody.
Zach won't play roasting games if you DM him roasts. You have to roast him in public.
Yeah,
so that we can all join in and roast him too. Yeah, the only DMs I answer are from friends. So, yeah, if we're mutuals, but I don't really talk to you very much, I'm not going to answer you DM wise, but just roast him in public, friends, because then we can all join in.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I'm used to it. It's all right. It's okay.
It's okay. You know, it's because we love. We just.
Beth, where can the humans find you?
The humans can find me on the Twitter at WonderBeffers.
I wonder what happened to the O-Neaters.
Like Beth is wonderful, and we just took off the full and said Beffers.
Can confirm.
Can confirm. And you can also find me on the gram at Good Better Beffers, and honestly on Taco Hockey Pod on the gram, and Taco Hockey Pod on the Twitter for the Zach, because that's how we roll.
To be fair.
That's where you can find them, both of us, on our pod socials, because we like to share the responsibilities like good, kind human beings.
Yeah. You're better on the Instagram. I'm better on the Twitter. It's a nice way to even out the workload.
It's true. Now,
because you do the YouTube, I do the audio.
It's true.
Podcast.
Now, I did not announce the Black Hawk of the episode for number 14. So sorry.
There's not a lot of 14s.
There are not a lot of 14s. So I want to leave this one up to you, my friend. Do you have your 14 picked out?
Give me a second.
That is a no, and you're going to the Google.
I am going to the Google because I did not know you were going to make me do this.
Oh,
so
also, there are a lot of 14s. There are 42 people in the Blackhawks organization who have worn the number 14. One of them is Ryan Whitney's favorite person in the whole wide world.
Okay. Let's see. Come on, 14. Thank you. Let's see who. Yeah, there's some names.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think there's one I might have to pick.
Okay, drop it.
Well, hold on. I'm not going to panic.
You're not going to Panic at the Disco?
No, great band though. Oh yeah, the guy who he got traded for. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he loves to bring up that story and complain all the time about it.
Well, it's also beautiful that that person had his 1000th game with the Blackhawks and they were all rocking his sweater.
Yeah. I'm not, but yeah. I mean, Mike, you know what? Al Secord.
Okay.
1981, Al Secord, one season at 14 for the Hawks, but I mean, it's a great one to pick. Honestly,
it is a great one to pick.
It's Al Secord. I mean,
and sometimes it's nice to go with like the vintage player and not the
I forgot Sergei Samsonov was a Blackhawk. Funny enough,
I looked at that list and I was like,
yeah,
there were a lot of names on that list that I was like, this person was a Blackhawk? Hold on.
Yeah.
Like, not gonna lie, I forgot Theo Fleury was on the Blackhawks.
I think that was also for the hot second of what, maybe not even. I think there was one team he had like less than like 12 games or something. Let me
pull up the stats. Now he played 54 games for. He played 15 games for the Avs.
No, that's who I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, he played 54 games for the Hawks. It was his last season
with the Hawks.
No, his last season in the NHL was with the Blackhawks.
Huh. How about that?
So that's a thing.
That's the thing. Yeah. I
This time.
forgot that Flurry was a Blackhawk. Who would have thought?
I did too. Who would have thunk it?
Also forgot it was an Avalanche.
It's true. So, for me, Beth, for my dude, Zach,
For the very small time I was on the podcast. Hi, everybody.
this has been the Alsacord episode of Let's Talk Go Hockey. We had our wonderful friend Core on. They are amazing. Check them out on all the socials. But we will see you next week when we can tell you who won the Stanley Cup.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this Belly Up Media production. Some said we'd go belly up, so we made it our name. And we're still here. Ha!